Time Mayasheen. Approximately 5,000 years ago, and some say up to 10,000 years ago, there's been knowledge on this planet for all, but sought by few. For this is the path for those who desire to know. And some lessons are not taught to you. Some lessons we must seek to know. Or we must seek to know how. Modern archaeologists discovered pottery and artifacts from a society that existed about 5,000 years ago in the Hindu Kush. It is theorized that these people of this time period practiced Brahma Vidya, which is Vedantic. This means that the people practice a science of going inward. What we call science today, I'd say, is aspects of Vidya. Brahmin implies to discover our true self, our perfectness, Brahmin. To paint a picture for you right now, this means this is who you are without your mind, in the now, fully aware. And my poetry for you is, this is who you are when you're aware of all and how you want all to experience you. And we flow in and out of this state of consciousness. The scientific inquiry process named Brahma Vidya makes sense when you realize that you are the scientific tool. Over time, our ability to discern enhances. Our ability to be fully aware in the now is not only immediate relief, but it also creates a knowing of how to self-soothe. Enhancing our awareness of all allows us to slowly start seeing that which is, and not so much that which we believe it was. My theory is if you achieve moksha, which is the end of all suffering here and now, you will cure mental health. The written seed. About 5,000 years ago, a process of enlightenment was committed to writing and offers you to discover what ancient rishis know. No belief needed. In fact, if you believe or disbelieve, you'll never get there. Rishis simply means a seer. There was men and women who were named rishis. You can imagine they were like sages or gurus. Over time, a diary and a culture grew out of the Veda seed that we have named the Hindu culture. Later, 4 paths of enlightenment were created with a step-by-step instruction that we have named yoga. For your mind's curiosity, these 4 paths are Karma Yoga, which is a path of action, Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, Kriya Yoga, the path of the spirit or essence, and Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge. And from this Vedic seed came some non-Vedic thinking as well, which is belief within the Hindu culture. A few years later, what sprouted from this Vedic knowledge was the first non-Vedic culture that we named Egypt. The Egyptian diary looks like the Hindu culture. You'll see so many similarities right away. Their gods, stories, constructs are very similar. Egypt's secret knowledge known is actually Vedic knowledge and other stuff. A couple thousand years later, there were 2 other diaries written from Greece and Rome. I grouped these 2 diaries together because to me, it's almost obvious, so similar. A branch from a non-Vedic line of thinking. Possibly, we are losing knowledge the more we believe over time. Also, I connected these 2 to point out all of the great minds at this time. The great philosophers, such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. By the way, these 3 are connected as teacher to student and teacher to student. Socrates followed previous philosophers and applied and waited up to 20 years to get into Egypt's vast knowledge of the priests. Remember, which is Vedic. All of these great minds were not geniuses. They were enlightened, which means they are your brother and your evidence to ponder the potential of enlightenment. About 1,000 years later, We have many other diaries that we call the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and Age of Enlightenment, the King Age, the Queen Age, and more bondage. All reflecting our great Pharaoh's decree. This, my friend, is the face of the non-Vedic beliefs we picked up over time. Well, a few hundred years ago, a group of rebellious non-Vedic people of Pharaoh sailed into the unknown. When we arrived, we may have been more like Pharaoh, as a child is like a father. Somehow, in our pursuit of our freedom, we saw the need for liberty for all. And a miracle is the dream realized of a Vedic country set up on principles for all. How beautiful is that? And this diary is still being written today. The unwritten seed. I have a theory that says the Vedas is for all, and this information was passed on with so many different cultures. The Vedas has astronomy, astrology, construction, science, and so much more. I think of the Vedas as the OG, the original Google. If you take a good look at these native cultures still on this planet, you'll see a similarity. This similarity had no words for me before. However, once I knew the information of the rishis, oh my God, us native people, are Vedic. For my Polynesian brothers and sisters that know the story of Maui, there's a guy on YouTube that reports of a voyage leaving from the port of Alexandria, which is Egypt, with two boats, one that goes west and the other goes east, and their idea was to meet up in the middle of the world. Well, the one that goes east has a navigator on it named Maui. Should check it out. My theory is that Hawaiians were sea voyagers that traveled by the stars, went all over the place, went to Americas, and probably interacted with the Aztecs. I can only imagine when they met with these Native Americans or Aztecs, that they probably seen their similarities first, might have seen their differences, but eventually they would look at each other's nets, check out each other's boats, see how they were fishing, what kind of food they ate, and what kind of drink they drank. And in essence, they would end up probably celebrating within the spirit, which is very Vedic. Aboriginal, Native American, Hawaiian, Tongan, Fijian, Tahitian, Maori, Samoan, and so much more all pass on information orally. This knowledge may not be written in books. This is the knowledge of us. While it may reflect the immediate culture, if you listen to the knowledge, it will shine light on what is written in the Vedas. Because I am Hawaiian, I'm privileged to see these similarities with the Hindu and the Hawaiian culture. The influence of the Vedas within the culture can be seen within aloha, malama, kokua, pono. All of these Hawaiian words is deep within our culture. These words' meanings reflect the essence of the Vedas. Not only does the essence of Hawaii reflect the Vedic spirit, the words are so similar. First, if you were to teach anybody, you might have a school. Well, the word for school in Hawaiian is kula, K-U-L-A. And the word in Hindu for school is kula, K-U-L-A. Egyptian sun is Ra. Hindu sun is Ka. And Hawaiian sun is La. Hawaiian Hindus both have leis, uses gorges, and knows about the stars amongst many other things. I'd love to get an expert on the Vedas and a kumu, a Hawaiian professor, and maybe one from each culture in the room. I'd love to hear what they would have to say. There is culture on this planet that have no awareness of them. Their awareness is only on the now. And the idea of them, the egoic idea, is foreign. Their identity may be more on the services they provide for the community. Imagine if within these cultures is an ancient simple answer as to how we can heal our planet and ourselves. Perhaps we may want to seek knowledge from our great-grandparents that are still on this planet. After all, not all knowledge is written in a book. Passing on knowledge of what works is important. In the essence of Hawaii, I wish to share with all what works. What works is you. What makes you work more efficiently is found within the Vedas. What works is going on a self-discovery journey and getting to know yourself. Seek guidance by those who have gone before you. Listen and use what you don't know as your guide to study. While you may not find a guru in your neighborhood, know you have YouTube and your curiosity. With your curiosity to know who you are, don't stop until you know. And you will gain enlightenment. Imagine if what made Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle enlightened could be gained by you. What could happen to you? If you're interested in a step-by-step journey of self-discovery, I have a simple introduction to the East named Butorfly. Check me out on my app, Butorfly. Look for the key, which is a start at the end. Good luck on your journey.